would go with no matter which ERP they go for. Okay. Whoever they partner with, the after sales support has to be on board excellent. No matter what it is, you cannot be 100% dependent on anything.
Okay.
You have to be confident in your instincts, in your beliefs, because no matter what the data says, it's always your expertise that comes in hand.
So there is this very strange report from Gartner, which says 70% of ERP implementations done globally is a failure. Well, Gartner is a global research and advisory firm which provides insight on IT products and services. It's a shocking report, but it's a true report. At the end of the day, it's very true. And we cannot take it lightly. So, given this background, aspiring or planning to have a solution like SAP is one thing, whereas doing it at the ground level is a completely different scenario. Okay, so talk to us or tell us about what were the challenges that you faced as a company in implementing a solution like SAP, because I definitely know that there will be several stories, because it's not a small change for you. It's a change at a cultural level, at a DNA level. So what were the challenges? At least one or two.
The biggest challenge was the transfer of inventory. Okay.
This is something that every parts company has to keep in mind.
Yes.
Okay, sir, fine.
So you see, it has been the reason. One of the reason is why it is to pick apart. That increases how quickly you can get. We can suffice a customer's demand.
Okay.
So the transfer from X ERP to a new ERP and doing it right at the right value, at the right cost, because we use the average method.
Okay, moving average.
So it should not be at any point of time that due to some error, the part you miss a part or it goes wrong value, which would stop the sales. That was, I think, the biggest challenge.
Okay.
Secondly, it was to do with the finance part of it, where the customers and the vendors, they are taken care of in the right way, because there is a long history there. To transfer the history to the new ERP, that was a big challenge.
They are not going to give a damn about whether you move from ERP A to B.
They don't care.
Better serve me properly.
Yeah. And that is the core, because that satisfaction. Customer is because so the moment something goes wrong in their statement, the whole transaction, everything becomes wrong. That was the big challenge.
So 2 aspects. Number 1 that you said is transferring the inventory from one application to another application, both in terms of count as well as in terms of value.
Yeah.
Both has to be accurate.
Yeah.
The second thing is, you are shifting from an ERP A to B. Now you should make sure that your customers don't get affected because of it, because they at the end of the day need a part. The vehicle might be broken down, or it might not be moving, so it's pretty critical for them. And this is the second point. That is excellent usage. Tareq, if you have to spot out 1 or 2 points from your perspective, which was a challenge during SAP implementation.
Yeah, like Soni Taher said, the customers, they were the main challenge.
And I think I mentioned this even at the starting of the interview.
Customer
Satisfying a customer.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the data we provide to them has to be pinpoint. They're not going to compromise on all data.
And I just remember one more thing, as a challenge, was the downtime. We were not ready to do that, because that was the biggest challenge, I would say.
No business will be able to afford downtime.
Yes. So going from one ERP to another ERP without stopping business was the biggest challenge, I would say.
So to your entire team, Because it cannot happen with just the implementation team.
Yes.
Your people have to be prepared.
Yes.
They will have to give at the end of the day all the stock details. And the next day morning when you kickstart the system, everything should be normal for the external world. The whole change is something only realized by your team.
Yes. We did, like he said, think on the first day, the first week, the first 15 days, for the people sitting at the counter and facing the customer, that service became slow because it was new to them, searching new buttons to press and to go around. But then we never had a downtime. One of the reasons would be that your team also understood that, and to adapt to that and to transfer, we were a success.
That's very excellently said. Downtime is one key challenge that everyone has to keep in mind.
Yeah,
because the business has to run. There's no stoppage for a business.
Basically, we have to serve regardless.
Yes. So it's like you have a flying aircraft in which you replace an engine.
Yes.
But the passengers should not have any safety issues or any...
They should not be they should not feel that. Yeah.
Absolutely understand the pain that the person who is flying and the person who is changing the engine will have.
Yes.
Yeah, that's excellently said. So this question is for Tareq. So Tareq sir, well-acclaimed think tanks and then market leaders, industry experts always tell this point that an ERP implementation is only as successful as the top management's engagement and involvement. What do you think is your take? Are they true in saying this?
I think they are very true.
Okay.
I believe because at the core level, the management has to trust the ERP that it will deliver what they are looking for. And the era is of electronics. Like you see where I come from, even in the villages, they have started using the
Mobile phones. Okay.
You say, so who could have guessed that they will use mobile and send? So it is at the core level, the management decides and they need to make the right decision. That could be the reason the report says that, taking the right decision, choosing the right ERP and not taking those over-the-shelf ones,
Okay.
where everybody promises you everything. At the end of the day, at the end of a certain time period, you realize that you've made a mistake.
At least with Model, I have been involved with you right from day one. Might it be shortlisting the vendor or going and checking the credibility? I think you are involved. Both of you went to various other customers where ERP has been implemented, SAP has been implemented. The top management was involved in checking the partners, in checking the solution. I think we had multiple discussions before selecting the option. You looked at everything, and it was the top manager, the general managers, the directors, probably Tareq was there, Asim Bhai was there. Everyone were there in that meeting, trying to know if this will be a good solution.
Yeah, and that is why we were asking you, would you be able to deliver us this? What happens on a daily basis? And maybe that was the time where you stood up and said, yes, we can do it. So that is why you were able, the knowledge of your product. We are successful is because
you know your business.
We know our business. At the core, he knows the business and he knows what the customer wants. And at that point of time, whenever we threw our requirements and you said, yes, we can do it this way, we will do it this way, this is what we have. That is made and once the management takes the decision, it is up to the managers how to implement.
And Abdul Hai sir, we have spoken about executive management's participation. I remember one thing from day one, you have been always advising an implementation partner like us. It is about the people who are going to operate the system, because you are the one who gave us the direction, like what your people want. So this question is to what extent does participation and engagement of your people matters when implementing a solution like a SIM?
So the question?
How important is it that we need to involve our people who are going to operate the system? How important are people when it comes to you people? No, your people who are going to operate the system.
first beginning they don't like to accept the change. But what they start using now, they are telling this is better recipe, better systems than setting. Okay, now all people are happy now, and then it is what else. At first we are facing challenge. Okay. Because a new and with SAP self-steady and lot of system is there, so understand, make them understand, and then now they become good.
Tareq, your take on people?
I still remember when people is very important, but it's you come halfway, we come half.
Okay, it's like
kind of a thing.
Okay.
Because I think you will remember before we were used to voice without stop being available.
Yes.
Go to minus.
Yes.
So that shift, that culture.
That's a big
culture change.
That's a big
It took us
cultural
8
change.
months.
Yeah.
Yes.
8 months to 12 months. Just for our people to get used to actually buy, then it made you more
Sale. Yeah.
Of course, we had to then come across delivery notes, which was not a regular practice, but now it became a regular practice.
It's very rightly said.
But it took us 12 months. So we compromised a little, they compromised a little, you compromised a little, and yeah, everybody had to come together.
Very nice way of saying.
Yeah.
So it's like the executive management has to travel the half distance, and you have your people come half the distance. You meet somewhere in between, and that's when this change can happen.
Also, you came
definitely.
like some parts of it where you had to compromise. Yes, because you had a better understanding of how ERPs run. So we had to convince you. You had to convince us.
Yeah.
It all we had to come. It took us 8 to 12 months. 8 to 12 months.
That's very well said, sir. Tareq, I'll go with you on this particular question. I'm sure, like, when you started looking for, because you were the one who were involved in this ERP journey right from the beginning, right from this inception. So I'm sure that you would have had a lot of service providers for SAP solutions. So help us understand why Emerging Alliance, or what was those few things that you saw in us that helped you, that you shortlisted us to implement.
Well, number one, I would say is your name.
Okay.
So, of course, you had a big role to get, like we also discussed before. You were able to give us the confidence on SAP. It's either, I think, with your expertise mainly, then your experience and your understanding of how businesses work. So, because of your understanding, we felt more confident.
Okay.
Yeah. So the way you sold us, we didn't feel like we were being sold.
We were being sold. Okay.
Yeah. I think that was why we chose us. Sorry, Emerging Alliance. Of course.
You are associated in.
Yes.
That's your take on this.
I would say so, like that, as Taher, like you did not know you were been recommended by somebody, and you were very open to all the customers you would intend us to visit. So you wanted to know who we are partnering with, because our past experience was not that good.
Okay.
And we were looking for a long-term relationship with the support which a company can provide. So yes, we did visit some companies which you recommended, and they had good things to say. And then again, coming to the, like he said, the selling part of it, we had a couple of meetings.
Yeah.
Where you came from India, and whatever you displayed on the screen, and you were looking for confidence, and that is what you gave us.
So the bottom line is, no matter what the ERP, after sin service is
very fitting.
It is the most.
On this point, you did very good job. You means Emerging Alliance. Should appreciate Alliance. They did for us very good job, and we are doing certainly.
So that's a very loud and clear point. It is not about implementing an ERP solution. Only after implementing, the real journey starts, where you need to find, rather than a vendor, a partner with whom you have to associate, and you have to travel for a long period of. Excellent. Very well said, sir. Thank you for that. So this is the concluding part. So definitely in a video like this, people who are watching, you want to have some takeaway, get some advice from me. So these two questions are basically an advice to the spare part industry from people who have successfully implemented SAPs. So once again, I will start with Tareq. Tareq, what would be your advice to your fellow CEOs, CXOs, or the management representatives of spare part industry vertical on selecting an ERP? What should they have in mind? Like at least one or two critical points, which if you can tell, then they can ensure that when they are buying their ERP, they can use those points.
Number one, again, I would go with no matter which ERP they go for.
Okay.
Whoever they partner with, the after sales support has to be on board.
Excellent. So it is.
It's an everyday journey.
Okay.
There is no end to it.
Okay.
You cannot come to a position where we go, okay, we are done developing our ERP and now we can be comfortable. It doesn't happen that way, because I think you are more aware.
Yes.
Sometimes our servers have to be updated. Sometimes our new technical things has to be implemented. So it's an everyday journey, year on year end. So keep an open mind about that.
Okay.
As yes, that's number one.
Okay.
And number two is with regards to ERP or in general?
In general, also mixed.
Okay, generally, no matter what it is, you cannot be 100% dependent on anything.
Okay.
You have to be confident in your instincts, in your beliefs, because no matter what the data says, it's always your expertise that comes in hand. Yeah, that's about it. But yes, also, I heard, is it true that SAP has implemented AI in their...
They have started implementing, because you cannot leave out AI now. AI has become part of the parcel of all the IT businesses now.
Well, that's great for us as well.
Yes.
So if AI is actually implemented, then yeah, we should always try and adapt to where technology is taking us. Now we cannot go say no, we don't want AI.
Yes.
We would definitely want that experience as well.
So soon to come as something like this, rather than looking for report, you can start asking for report. You can tell SAP through Alexa or through Google Home that, look, I am looking for a report from this month to this month for these customers on sale alone, and it will be able to generate report for you. So that's the next generation of artificial intelligence that they are building. Soon to go. Okay, soon to come. So this is like they are also having counter sales where they have Alexa locator or some speech synthesizer located, where the customer can tell the part, speak out the part, or type out the part, and the system will say, this is a stock available, what do you want, and can show the pictures. So I mean, they're moving in that direction as far as retail is concerned, spare parts are concerned.
No, we will eventually get there, because banking has
Exactly.
implemented AI, and for very big banks, they are already doing the thing accurately. So for us, I think we are smaller in this game.
Yes. Specifically areas where when something is going to get exhausted, some part, then AI has to wake you up and tell, look, this will only last you for so long, or you're running short of these, or the pattern of these parts is selling like this, you'll have to replenish it. Those are areas where
We can work with the AI.
yeah, correct.
So
that's
summarize, one is after sales service, the other is adaptability.
adaptive.
Right word.
Tarsha, if you have to say 2 tips to the audience.
You should know what you want.
Okay, your requirement. You think clear on your
Clear about your requirement.
Okay.
Maybe you don't need an ERP. Because that way we share it. And you should have the courage to use it also. Once implemented,
Yes.
because it will, of course, throw some, big words, some spins, But you should be able to, if you are ready to do it, you can get it. That's the future. ERP is the future.
I think that is very much true between your industry and our industry also. You sell a car and you're not able to give an after-sales service or spare part. Even if the car is made out of gold, it doesn't serve its purpose, right?
Yes.
So anywhere, if you take, it's the after-sales service which matters a lot, because you buy such a bulky or such a heavy investment that you have done, and you won't have an after-sales service. That's the most frustrating thing that you can go. And especially, as he said, it's not a 1 year business or something. It's a daily routine.
Yeah,
right?
there's no end.
There's no end to it. So the after-sales service matters a lot. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It was well cooked. Last question. I did ask my previous question, which was about what should people keep in mind when they are shortlisting an ERP solution. When they are implementing an ERP solution, what Abdul Hai sir should they keep in mind? Like what is that one thing or two things that they should take care of or keep in mind when they are implementing an ERP like I said?
In my career accounts is okay. But this we need to take care of. Okay. When things like on goes we are shifting from 1 year to other year. Yeah. So maintain balance and accounts and that would be
Anyway. What do you think, sir?
Same, sir. That is what they need to keep in mind.
So the data that you provide for your inventory, which includes your count of the parts as well as the valuation of the parts and the accounting information, those have to be accurate when you're implementing a new solution.
Yes. If you can carry it on, like the people you're working with, adaptability also.
Okay. To ensure that how well the solution will adapt with your people.
Yes.
That is also something that they have to keep.
Yes.
Tareq, your perspective always come with fresh perspective.
No, I think in this regard is
You're with them.
accounts and inventory. And of course, the journey of if we close it at 1, the new start has to be from 1. Cannot be 1.25, 1.10.
Correct.
Doesn't work that. Yes. That's what is important.
Gentlemen, thanks a lot for giving us an opportunity to talk to you on SAP implementation and your experience with working with SAP. Definitely we look forward to meeting you in several videos like this in the future. SAP has been part of your growing journey, and I think it will be part of your further scaling journey in future, and we will always meet back with you in one more session like this. Thank you, sir. Pleasure meeting you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.